Hey guys, as I do this video, there has been news that an active shooter was at the YouTube headquarters, and I didn't really have a lot that I wanted to add beyond to send out my thoughts and my prayers and good vibes to those at YouTube, and to really just piggyback off of what Anti-Trekker has said, and that is I hope that the shooter is found and brought to justice. There are issues that I have with YouTube, and I think there are a lot of legitimate issues people can have with what YouTube's done, but there is no justification for any of this. And I just wanted to take a moment and, give some sympathy and recognize that people are in a lot of pain. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the pre-recorded video.
Update complete.
What's up, lore masters? Today we're doing the Normandy from Mass Effect due to a community poll that happened last week. If you want to be a part of the community polls, be sure to check out the tab on the channel and hit the bell icon. With that out of the way, let's just get into it. The SSV Normandy SR-1, or Systems Alliance Space Vehicle Normandy Stealth Reconnaissance 1, was the first major contribution by humanity to the Citadel and the galaxy. Commissioned in 2183, the vessel was the conglomeration of an alliance between the Human Systems Alliance and the Turian hierarchy. So, I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I played the original Mass Effect, and when I re-watched cutscenes to better research human-Turian relations, I initially started writing about the similarities and friendship between the humans and the Turians, which, for those who are up on their lore, would quickly shout at me about the First Contact War. The two species didn't start out as friends. At all. Upon discovering mass relay technology, humanity would begin traveling across the galaxy, just randomly activating mass relays to see where they would go and expand the Systems Alliance authority. The Turians ultimately found the humans trying to activate a mass relay that had been forbidden by the Citadel. The Citadel is outside of the scope of this breakdown, but basically consider them a space UN that is about as effective as the actual UN. When the humans were caught attempting to activate the relay, the Turians opened fire on the human ships, destroying them. Because firing first without trying other ways of communication always works out well. The Turians considered this a police action, and the humans, not knowing what was going on, considered it war. The full scope of the First Contact War is outside the purview of this video, but what is relevant is that the Turians were ultimately required to pay reparations to the humans, and, what at least feels like to me, were forced to assist the humans in updating the human technology, which is ultimately how we have the Normandy class. I will also note, given how similar Turians are to humans, we begin to see the two races become strong allies as the story progresses. Of course, that could just be me reading into things. Let's take a look at the technical breakdown of the Normandy class vessel. Designated a Deep Space Scout frigate, the Normandy class was designed for solo reconnaissance in any conditions that the Citadel or Systems Alliance might send it on. The ship utilized an internal emission sink stealth system that would store the heat generated from active systems and store it deep within the ship itself. This would allow the vessel to run as cold as the vastness of space. Before this miraculous innovation, it was thought impossible for ships to hide in space, as the heat generation of shipboard systems could easily be seen contrasted against the absolute zero temperature in the blackness of space. Given the unique nature of the stealth system, the Turian Hierarch and Systems Alliance had to create an entirely new type of power source. The Tantalus drive core is an experimental piece of equipment which has the ability to be fit within a smaller scale ship, but also be able to power a vessel nearly 2 times that ship's size. Tantalus Drive also generates what's called mass concentrations that allow a ship to fall, well, into the concentrations themselves. This indirect propulsion allows the ship to move without utilizing thrusters or other forms of propulsion that create heat. The drive would also allow ships to run at faster than light speeds longer than contemporary vessels. The ship being under the purview of the Systems Alliance, it is equipped with Guardian Point defense lasers, which allows the vessel to stave off both incoming ordnance and fighters for a short time. A spinal mass accelerator cannon, which is a weapon that propels a metal slug using precisely controlled electromagnetic attraction and repulsion. This weapon is also highly effective against the Swarm, given their biological elements versus the Covenant, which utilize distinct shielding that has been able to resist human technology. Wait, what? The frigate also has the ability to be outfitted with the more advanced Javelin dual disruptor torpedoes that will fire 2 or more disposable disruptor torpedo tubes into a ship's exterior armored hull. The 2 torpedoes are sent at a trajectory to detonate each other, causing the warheads to detonate and resonate dark energy, which will magnify resulting space-time warp effects. And you thought Trek was the only one to use tech to win battles. The ship would also be outfitted with kinetic barriers, a fancy term for shields. These shields would protect against projectiles because it is absolutely insane for a species to travel into the galaxy without having at least comparable tech to those they would meet. Good job, Mass Effect. Good job. The ship's relative size would make the breakdown of its areas pretty easy, and accessible for the crew. The ship's command deck is located at the bow of the ship and is designed after Turian ships versus that of humans. The Combat Information Center, or CIC, has the bulk of the personnel situated in front of the commander, in contrast to most human ships, which place the commanders in the middle of the room. Communicators would be integrated into the suits worn by shipboard personnel, which would make communication between them easy and effective. The second deck comprised primarily the quarters for the crew, including Captain's Cabin. It also highlights the secretive and little-known Gallifreyan tech trade the humans had started only years earlier. We know this due to the lack of space for what has to be a very large crew complement and so few beds. It would also include the mess hall, escape pods, and sickbay. Engineering and storage would be located at the bottom of the ship, which included the housing of the M34 Mako, a transport that could be used on away missions, the drive core, and various engineers. Due to its design, the ship was very compact and could hold quite a lot of technology and personnel for the type that it was. The vessel would come under heavy scrutiny though, as it stated that the cost of a Normandy-class ship was the same as a heavy cruiser. Ultimately, the Normandy would be a second chance for humanity after the First Contact War, an attempt to make up and try to overcome the xenophobia that came against humans after that conflict. It was an attempt to leave a mark on the species of the Citadel and show that the humans were every bit the equal of those in the galaxy. It was the sign of what would hopefully become a lasting peace, if not alliance, between the Turians and humans. And it would help save the galaxy from a threat that had been long forgotten. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And guys, I'm going to see you on the next Lore Reloaded.